Tonight, before you lock your bedroom door, pull the curtains shut and slip beneath your blanket alone. Consider this unsettling thought. You may be sleeping in one of the most biologically unnatural ways humans have ever invented. For more than 300,000 years, our ancestors almost never slept alone. In the wild, doing so wasn't a symbol of independence. It was often a death sentence. So what changed? And could our modern habit of sleeping in isolated rooms be quietly forcing our ancient brains into a nightly state of stress? The answer reaches deep into the story of human evolution, and it may completely change the way you think about sleep. To understand why sleeping alone feels so natural today, we have to travel back to a world where darkness belonged to predators. Imagine the African savanna after sunset. There were no walls, no locks, no electric lights. Only the distant roar of lions, the laughter of hyenas, and the endless uncertainty of the night. For our ancestors, falling into a deep sleep meant becoming almost defenseless. Yet somehow, humanity survived. The answer wasn't stronger muscles or sharper teeth. It was each other. Anthropologist David Sampson discovered something remarkable while studying the Hadza people of Tanzania, one of the world's last hunter-gatherer societies. No one was assigned to stay awake all night. Instead, nature created its own invisible security system. Older adults naturally woke earlier, younger people stayed awake later, and throughout the night, someone was almost always awake or sleeping lightly. During more than 220 hours of observation, there were only 18 minutes when every adult was asleep at the same time. Think about that for a moment. What looks like poor sleep in modern society may once have been humanity's greatest survival strategy. And before we uncover the next incredible adaptation that allowed our ancestors to survive freezing nights, take a second to subscribe to the channel. We're exploring the hidden evolutionary stories that still shape your body and mind today, and you won't want to miss the next discovery. But predators weren't the only danger waiting in the darkness. There was another silent killer that hunted our ancestors every single night: the cold. Humans evolved in warm climates. Unlike wolves or bears, we never developed thick fur to protect us from freezing temperatures. And when we fall asleep, our metabolism naturally slows down, causing body temperature to drop. Alone on an open plain, that heat escaped into the night with frightening speed. So our ancestors invented something far more powerful than blankets. They shared their warmth. Anthropologists studying the AKA people of Central Africa discovered that sleeping close together could dramatically increase the temperature within the group, reducing energy loss and helping everyone survive until sunrise. Around the campfire, sleeping positions weren't random. Infants, the elderly, and the sick rested safely in the warm center, while healthy adults formed the outer ring, creating a living shield against both predators and the cold. Think about that for a moment. If you had lived 50,000 years ago, where do you think you would have slept? At the protected center of the group or on the dangerous outer edge? Let us know your answer in the comments. We'd love to see how you imagine surviving a single night in the prehistoric world. Because what happened around those ancient campfires didn't just keep people warm. It may have built the very foundation of human civilization. But warmth was only half the story. As the flames danced beneath the stars, something even more extraordinary was taking shape. The campfire became the world's very first classroom. Anthropologist Polly Wiesner found that hunter-gatherer conversations changed dramatically after sunset. During the day, people spoke about hunting, gathering food, and surviving. But at night, everything was different. Around the fire came stories, myths, jokes, family histories, and lessons passed from one generation to the next. Long before books existed, knowledge traveled from one mind to another in the glow of a shared flame. Then came another remarkable discovery. Modern sleep researchers have found that when people sleep beside someone they trust, their breathing, heart rate, and even REM sleep cycles begin to synchronize. In other words, our bodies don't simply rest together. They actually coordinate with one another. This deeper REM sleep plays a crucial role in emotional recovery, memory consolidation, and mental well-being. So perhaps the greatest gift our ancestors shared wasn't food or fire. It was trust. Now here's a question that might surprise you. Do you sleep better when someone you love is nearby, or do you prefer sleeping completely alone? There's no right or wrong answer, so share your experience in the comments. Your story might be more connected to our evolutionary past than you ever imagined, but everything changed when humanity entered the Industrial Revolution, and that's when our ancient relationship with sleep began to unravel. Then, almost overnight in evolutionary terms, everything changed. Cities grew. Houses became larger. Bedrooms became private. For the first time in human history, millions of people began spending every night completely alone. Our lifestyle changed in just a few centuries. Our brains, however, did not. Neuroscientist Matthew Walker has pointed to growing evidence that loneliness and poor sleep are deeply connected. Studies suggest that people who feel socially isolated often experience lighter, more fragmented sleep, waking more frequently throughout the night, even when no real danger exists. It's as if an ancient alarm system is still quietly scanning the darkness, expecting threats that disappeared thousands of years ago. From an evolutionary perspective, this makes perfect sense. For nearly all of human existence, sleeping alone usually meant one thing: your tribe wasn't there to protect you. Now imagine this. If you were suddenly transported back 40,000 years with everything you know today, would you choose the comfort of sleeping alone beneath the stars? Or would you squeeze into a crowded shelter beside dozens of strangers if it meant surviving until sunrise? Tell us your choice in the comments. And more importantly, explain why. Would you trade privacy for safety? Or do you think modern humans have become too dependent on personal space? Some people believe sleeping alone is healthier, while others argue we've lost something our ancestors understood instinctively. Which side are you on? Because the final piece of this story may reveal that our ancestors weren't primitive at all. They may have understood human nature better than we do today. The greatest irony is that modern humans have never been more connected, yet so many have never felt more alone. Every night, millions of people fall asleep with a glowing phone in one hand, while their closest family members sleep behind separate walls. We have mastered technology, conquered diseases that terrified our ancestors, and built cities that shine through the darkness. Yet one ancient instinct refuses to disappear: the need to feel safe in the presence of others. Of course, this doesn't mean everyone should abandon private bedrooms or return to sleeping around a campfire. Human societies have evolved, and personal space brings many benefits. But evolution reminds us of something important. Our brains were shaped by hundreds of thousands of years of shared nights, shared risks, and shared trust. Those instincts don't simply vanish because our homes became larger. So here's one final question for you. When was the last time you truly felt safe enough to fall asleep without worrying about tomorrow? Was it as a child, beside someone you love? Or do you sleep best when you're completely alone? Share your answer below. Your experience may reveal just how much of our ancient past still lives inside us. And as you think about it, remember this. Sometimes the oldest survival instincts are the ones we notice the least, even though they continue to shape our lives every single night. Humanity has never been more connected, yet many people have never felt more alone. We sleep behind locked doors instead of around a campfire, but our brains still carry instincts shaped by hundreds of thousands of years of shared nights and shared trust. So here's one final question. Do you sleep best alone, or do you feel more at peace when someone you trust is nearby? Share your answer in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this journey into human evolution, don't forget to subscribe. In our next video, we'll uncover another fascinating mystery. Why did ancient humans never marry their close relatives? Until then, sleep well. And remember, your modern body is still guided by an ancient mind.